Good evening, North Texas. I'm Joshua Weisler here in the Weather 225 Storm Studios. We had storms this morning, but we're not out of the woods yet. We're talking another round of storms that's going to be making its way into the area later this evening into tonight. So what you're looking at right now, this is our current timeline for storms this evening and tonight. If you have our free mobile app, check out the DFW Severe Weather HQ button. This has a look at this forecast graph that we have here, as well as our Futurecast radar that we're going to get into here in just a second. But all these tools are at your disposal, so make sure that you check that out. But what you're looking at right here, this is the timeline for tonight. For our western counties, there is a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for a few of our counties until 9 o'clock tonight. So in our far western counties, that's why we had that timeline between 5 and 9 o'clock. That goes with the models and as well as that watch that's in effect. But once we get closer to the Metroplex, we're talking anywhere between at least maybe 6 to midnight is when we're going to be seeing those storms approaching the I-35 corridor. And then after that, once they make their way further to the east, that's when we're talking between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. tonight. So here's a look at our Futurecast radar. This is around the time of recording, 5 o'clock, and I'm going to put this into motion. Take a look to the west. This is where we have storms already building, and currently these are warned at the time of recording. I'm going to show you the severe thunderstorm warnings where the model is showing ongoing storms. As we make our way further to the east this evening, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, there's some better cores firing up, a few isolated showers and storms still lingering across the Metroplex for your evening commute. But this is where we're concerned for the potential of maybe some severe weather. We're talking hail up to maybe $half size with isolated areas within a few thunderstorms, winds 60 to 65 miles an hour. And there's even a potential for an isolated tornado as well. But not everyone's going to see these storms. Not everyone's going to see severe weather. It is a good chance that 100% of the region is going to see rainfall again from the second round of storms, but not everyone's going to see the severe weather. Making our way 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, take a look at this. Storms are approaching the I-35 corridor with this model, and then it will continue to basically create a second line that pushes through the area 10 o'clock, 11 into midnight, and then we could still see some lingering showers behind this round as we make our way further into the overnight hours. So that's a look at the Futurecast radar there. Here's a look at the updated severe weather risk from the Storm Prediction Center. Overall, a marginal risk still continues for the counties further to the west, but a majority of our coverage area is now under a slight risk for severe weather for the remainder of today into tonight. Here's a look at that tornado risk, just because we know people are going to ask, and take this with a grain of salt. There is a risk in place, but not everyone's going to see tornadoes. This isn't that type of spring weather setup that you get these supercells you have to watch for a tornado risk. We're talking low-end embedded spin-ups like what we saw this morning with that storm in Jack County, and it's going to be very isolated. Not everyone's going to see these types of storms. In fact, the greatest risk, once again, take with a grain of salt, is for areas just along and south of I-20 in southern North Texas, central Texas, and southeastern North Texas, right just along our southern counties here that we cover. And then another thing that we're going to show real quick is our hail risk. So this is what we were watching with those storms. The Storm Prediction Center has highlighted DFW for a greater risk of hail. So our overall greatest concern looks to be with those cores that we saw just a little bit ago. In fact, I'll show you real quick, put this back in time where the models are showing these stronger looking hail cores right here. That's what we're concerned about, is the large hail threat that could associate with these next storms. We're talking $half, maybe even a little bit bigger, if an isolated updraft is able to fire up with an isolated storm as they build further to the east. So we're going to be watching that very carefully. And then again, damaging winds are also a concern across a large portion of North Texas. So what can you do? Oh, well, of course, like we've mentioned, if you have our free app, make sure that you check out our Severe Weather HQ button that has all of the latest severe weather information for tonight. That is up there for when there's any severe weather threat. But if you haven't already downloaded the app, make sure you download. We have good alerts to let you know when storms are approaching the region, updates from me here in the Storm Studios, live maps, live alerts, you name it. It's free, no strings attached. You don't have to sign up for anything, and we don't have annoying pop-up ads with our app. A lot of people say that they have the greatest app, but we'd like to think ourselves that we have the best North Texas weather app because we have a million tools at your disposal and it's free. So check that out. Make sure that you have a way to receive warnings tonight as well. So thank you for tuning into this evening update. We'll stay tuned for more. Whether it's sunny, stormy, or snowy in North Texas, be sure to download our free Weather 225 mobile app.